What is up, you guys? It's Susie from HeyGrillHey.com, and today we are smoking a spatchcock chicken. Dollar for dollar, one of the best deals you can get from the butcher counter. And we're gonna zhuzh it up a little bit with my homemade cherry chipotle sauce. Let's do it. Whole chickens really are delightfully affordable and incredibly versatile, but sometimes they can be a little bit intimidating because they do require a little bit more prep, especially if you're gonna cook one like we are today. We're gonna spatchcock this bad boy, but it is quite simple. All you really need are a pair of kitchen shears, and if you've never done one before, I'm gonna show you how. Don't worry about it. This chicken, I just grabbed it straight from the meat department. I think it was 99 cents a pound, and it has already been pre-brined, meaning that there's a salt solution injected in here. It's gonna keep things juicy and it's gonna add some great savory flavor deep down into the meat itself. But if you don't buy a pre-brined turkey and you get one fresh, you can do a very simple brine. I do have a recipe for a turkey brine, chicken brine, on my website. This is not a turkey, this is a chicken. To start our spatchcocking process, flip your chicken over so it's breast side down on your cutting board. Get your heavy duty kitchen shears and start cutting up parallel to the backbone. Da-da-da. Okay, once you've cut all the way up one side of your backbone, you're just gonna repeat on the other side again, starting at the tail and cutting up parallel to the backbone.
It's kind of gross.
I know, sorry. Once your backbone is free, you can discard it or save it if you want to use it to make homemade chicken stock. So then you can simply trim off, see this little extra bit of skin on the inside of the thigh and fat? I usually like to trim this out. Once the backbone is removed, I'll take my scissors and just do a simple little snip about 1 inch long right at the top of the breastbone, and this will help it flatten a lot easier when we flip it over. Flip your chicken over and then simply press on the center of the breastbone with the heel of your hand. And I kind of like to pull the wings and the breasts a little bit as this happens. And our goal here is to really help our chicken lay flat. It'll give us a much more even thickness all the way across our chicken, so it cooks way more evenly than the whole bird all in one big round cylinder. It'll give us a juicier chicken, and we'll be having smoke and flavor hit the bottom and the top of the chicken, giving us 360 degrees of tastiness. Last thing for preparing our chicken is to take our wingtips and simply tuck them behind the shoulder joint. This will help prevent them from burning and give more access to the breast meat during the cooking process. Now it is time to season our spatchcock chicken. I'm gonna drizzle both sides with olive oil. Because we're smoking this low and slow, we're trying to combat the rubbery chicken skin that sometimes happens at these lower temperatures. Having a nice layer of fat on the exterior of our skin will help retain moisture for a majority of the cook, and we will have tender, bite-through skin at the end. It's not gonna be crispy, but we are gonna be saucing it and it's gonna be melt in your mouth tender. Once it's sauced on the skin side, I'm gonna flip it over and olive oil the back side as well. Gorgeous. And then we're simply gonna season on both sides with my sweet rub seasoning. This is a brown sugar based classic barbecue seasoning. You can grab this through the Hey Grill Hey app. And I also have the recipe available there for free. This is gonna add a ton of flavor, beautiful color, and it's gonna give us that really traditional smoked barbecue chicken flavor. And again, another benefit of the spatchcock chicken is we can add seasoning all the way around. In a traditional chicken, this would have no access to really seasoning or additional flavor. One quick tip about seasoning is you want to stay a little bit high, at least 12 inches away from the meat that you're seasoning. It'll give you more even distribution. And additionally, especially with chicken, you don't want to rub it or touch it after the seasoning is on. I know it's called a barbecue rub, but chicken skin is finicky, especially with the layer of olive oil we put on there, and the seasoning will clump and will pull off of the skin. So don't rub, just sprinkle it on, and then you're good to go. Okay. I'm happy with the coverage on the seasoning. Now we're gonna transfer to our smoker. We are actually cooking on the Masterbuilt today. We've got it running at 225 degrees, and we have some nice big chunks of cherry wood in there. Cherry is going to complement the flavors in the sauce that we're putting on later, but it's also gonna add some really beautiful smoke color to the chicken itself. We're gonna pop that on there, close the lid, and let it go. A traditional chicken, about 4 to 5 pounds, will take about 4 to 5 hours at 225 degrees. We're looking for a finish temperature of 165 degrees, but we are gonna baste with the sauce when we're about 10 degrees away from our target temperature, so the sauce has time to get a little bit smoky and tighten on our chicken. Beautiful. Our chicken, about 4 hours in, is right between 150 and 155, which is exactly where we want it for this next step. I'm gonna baste all over the top of the chicken with my Cherry Chipotle BBQ sauce. I have a full YouTube video available for this recipe because it is so delicious. It's one you can easily make from scratch, but if you don't want to make from scratch, you could use your favorite store-bought barbecue sauce or one of my barbecue sauces you can grab from my online store. I love this one because of the beautiful, vibrant red color. It makes the most beautiful, show-stopping chicken you will ever see. That is gorgeous. I'm gonna close the lid and let our chicken finish cooking. We are looking for a final internal target temperature of 165 degrees, but that usually means I'm gonna pull it off a couple of degrees before because carryover cooking does occur. We're smoking low and slow, so we won't see more than a 2 to 3 degree rise in temperature after we take it off the smoker. So I'm looking to pull it off at about 162 to 163 in the breasts, and generally the thighs are gonna be running a little bit hotter, closer to the 170s, and that's absolutely perfect. All right, our Cherry Chipotle Spatchcock Chicken has been on the smoker with the sauce on for about 30 minutes, and remember, we're looking for a target temperature of about 162 to 163 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm telling you right now, based on the smell alone from the cherry wood as it's been smoking and the sauce and the chicken, this is gonna be a really tasty treat here in a minute. Come closer. Look at what the sauce has done on the outside of our chicken. Now, I've cooked a lot of whole chickens and I have never been able to replicate this color with any other barbecue sauce than that Cherry Chipotle sauce. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're gonna let our chicken rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. Again, we want that carryover cooking to happen, our chicken to finish cooking all the way through, and then I'll show you how easy it is to part out a spatchcock chicken. It's go time. One of the perks of spatchcocking a chicken is that you're basically working with a chicken that's partially broken down. And so it's really easy to kind of part it out and then serve based on whatever your family and friends love to eat the most. So my first step is typically to split right down the breastbone, and then we have 2 chicken halves. That way if somebody wants a half chicken, beautiful, it's already done. And then I'll separate the leg and the thigh from the breastbone. Then you have chicken quarters. And simply from there, you can split the breast again for a wing and a breast portion, and you can split the legs from the thighs, and then you have a beautiful parted chicken, and anybody can take as much as they would like. And it was just that simple. Took me less than a minute. Easiest way to portion a whole chicken, and it's because we took that backbone out first. So not only did it cook more evenly, not only did it take on more flavor, it was easier to portion and serve. I just love spatchcocking so much, and I think it is the way to go, especially if you're doing chickens. Plus, look at how beautiful and juicy this chicken breast is. Chicken breasts are notoriously dry. but we're not battling any dryness. Now it can look beautiful and juicy, but it also has to taste amazing. So I'm gonna take a little piece of this chicken breast because truly, I think chicken breast is the hardest part to get right. Oh my gosh, the first thing truly that I taste is chicken. It's just pure and beautiful and juicy chicken. And then the smoke comes in. I mean, you could see the color from the cherry smoke, but to be able to taste it really deeply in that chicken, it's all because of the spatchcocking process. And finally, you get all of the magic on the outside. The sweet rub is delicious, but then to top it off with that cherry chipotle barbecue sauce, it's zippy, it's tangy, it's sweet, and we've got that underlying heat from the chipotle. It is beautifully, beautifully balanced. This is like barbecue, but like kind of fancy barbecue. You wouldn't know in preparing it because it was so easy, but the flavors really shine. I feel like you guys are going to love this one at home. I truly hope that you give it a try. You make it for your own family. And if you guys love it as much as we did, snap a photo, post it online, use the hashtag #HeyGrillHey. That way I can cheer you on your journey to becoming a backyard barbecue hero. We'll see you guys next time.